Right, well, it's time for a look back at week 55 of the journey. And it's been a very interesting week on a couple of fronts. First up, on the musical front, practice-wise, I've managed to get my 6 planned sessions in, which is actually pretty rare. I normally get 5, sometimes 4, but 6, don't often get 6 in. So I've got 6 sessions in for a total of 3 hours practice. And even though I'm not a big fan of scales, on 2 of those 6 sessions I did actually practice the scales as well, and gave them more than my allotted time as well. So I've been working on the scales, which is good, I suppose. Anyway, the majority of the practices were devoted to learning the new piece, Arabesque, which I was given last week. Well, part of which I was taught last week. And working on Dig Those Earthworms, which is the other extension piece that I've currently got going at the moment. So I thought I made reasonably good progress on Arabesque. I had some issues with hand angle, etc. on the left hand, because it's quite sort of hard with the chords, etc. But it's getting a little bit easier, which is good. And on the right hand, it seemed to be okay. And I started putting it together. I wouldn't say it's great. I mean, it's early days, but it's come together okay. On Dig Those Earthworms, it seems to be stagnating a bit on that, I think. But I guess we'll see how that goes. If I do another week's practice on, I might be able to finally get the sort of swing right in the right spots. So anyway, that was the music front. But it's really interesting on the YouTube front. Anyone who's watched the annual review will see that alongside the musical goals I actually had a bunch of other ancillary goals as well. I like leverage, so I like to get multiple benefits from one thing. And one of the things I wanted to achieve was to learn about YouTube. That's one of the reasons I started the YouTube channel. And what was really interesting last week is that last week's lesson got, as of a few minutes ago, 1,510 views, which is about 1,500 views more than a video of mine normally gets, which in itself is really interesting. It's been quite fascinating watching it. And I'm not sure why. And there's been a number of new subscribers as well on the basis of it. Now, Jane tells me that Arabesque is quite a popular piece for teachers to teach, so maybe that's got something to do with it. But yeah, all the same, it's been really very interesting. And it's going to be really interesting to see whether or not it's just the algorithm doing something last week, who knows what, or whether this week's lesson, which is going to be sort of part 2 of the Arabesque piece, will get similar reviews. So quite looking forward to seeing how that pans out. But anyway, if you're one of the people that viewed it last week, well, thanks for that. I had a lot of fun watching the view count go up, so thanks for that. And we'll see how it goes with part 2, which we've got. We're going to try something a little bit different for part 2. Which might make it also a bit more useful to people as well. So keep your eyes tuned for that. Right, anyway, that's coming up shortly in lesson 46, I think. Yeah, lesson 46.